Hi there, I hope you have a lovely day. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sana. So today I have my introduction for the project Clue Special Panning Edition 4. So we are in round 4 now. If you don't know what is this for a project, it is a project created by Stephanie Ledger here, and she introduced it in the Fantastic Ladies Collab Facebook group, and it is based on the board game Clue, or Cluedo for the German speaking people here. And if you know the story of the board game, you know that there is somebody who was unfortunately unalived by somebody else, and in a certain manner, with a certain tool or weapon in a certain location, and we have to find it out. So Mr. Boddy, I will link all the description down below of this project. Mr. Boddy has been found not alive anymore, and we don't know who is going to be actually the person responsible for it. And Stephanie translated this board game into a makeup project panning project, and we have our 6 suspects, 6 weapons, and 9 locations where the murder could have taken place. And I'm just going to go through those ones with you very quickly. And I picked some products. You might recognize those products actually because I used them already in several other rounds of this panning project. And the first one is this little guy here. For what? Now we have the murder suspects, right? Mrs. Scarlet, Colonel, how do you pronounce it? Mustard, something yellow. Mrs. White, something white. Mr. Green, something green, of course. Mrs. Peacock, something blue. And Professor Plum, something purple. So if you want to work on your eyeshadows and you have a lot of rainbow colored eyeshadow palettes, this is a great opportunity, especially to cover all 6 suspects within one makeup item that you have. So you might want to look at this one, right? And I have most of it. So I have the the blue for Miss Peacock, the red, the purple, the yellow, the green, and this one is more like a cream. Loosely you could say it's white because it is, it has a white cast. It has a white cast, so I would say maybe I use it also for Mrs. White, and let's see. So how many times do you have to use each, item or each eyeshadow now in order to finish that? It's determined by the 2 dice. So I roll them and let's see. So 4. Now I have to hold it up a little bit, but I'm just going to do it like this. I'm just going to write it down. I have actually a really good tool that I could use, but 4, let me do it like this, scarlet or red, it is 4 times. So 4 times, I'm just going to show you the dice. Then for Colonel Mustard, something yellow, I have 8. So 8. Then for something white, I have 9. Oh, sorry. 9. You can see. For then something green, Mr. Green, I have here 6 uses. So I'm just going to write it down like this. Something blue, Mrs. Peacock, I have 8. So, and then Professor Plum, I have 5. So 5 uses for the 6 different suspects. So meaning I have to use Scarlet, the red color, 4 times. Then I have to use Colonel Mustard 8 times. I have to use Mrs. White, this white shade here, 9 times. Then I have to use something green 6 times here, right? Then number 8, something blue, Miss Peacock, something blue 8 times, and finally Professor Plum, the purple shade, only 5 times. So, and once you finish, let's say one, or one of each category, the room, murder suspect, and the weapons, you can submit your guesses in the Fantastic Ladies Collab Facebook group under the link, under the project, and Stephanie will give you your individualized answer and say, it could not have been Mrs. White, it was such and such, maybe a situation, ongoing issue, and so forth. So that's one thing now. Let's see. And okay, candlestick. Now, candlestick, the murder weapons, something with silver or gold packaging. I actually picked this little guy here. This is from Be Perfect Indestructible Brow Hold Bags, because it's gold or silver packaging. And let's see, how many times do I have to use this one? So it says, the dice show me 9 times. So I'm just going to go 9 times. Then knife, something you keep in your purse. Lipstick, or this is actually the crushed oil infused gloss by Bobbi Brown in the shade Free Spirit. Let's see, how many times do I have to use this one? 3 times. Oops, do you see? 3 times. Then, so for rope, there's something that ties a look together, prom area. I actually picked Max Fix Plus. Sometimes it helps to give your face a little bit of a spritz, and then it works. So let's see, how many times do I have to use this little guy here? So it's 9 times. Okay, where's my pen? So 9 times. And then, so the next prompt is revolver, something you consume quickly, and I think I want to use for that one still this Manhattan concealer. So let's see, how many times do I have to use this one? So 7 times. Okay, great. Then let me see, I write it down quickly. 7 times. Then the next weapon is lead pipe, something discontinued. So discontinued are these little guys, the Graphic Ice Plus from Zoeva. They have been on the market, I believe, when they, or 2018, 2019, or even earlier, because I bought them from Cult Beauty when I was living in the UK. So that has been a long time now. So, and that's 2. And this purple shade, it's called New Jewels, Graphic Ice Plus. So it's 2 times I need to use it. So, and then wrench, something difficult to open or close. And I thought, very simple, if you have only one hand and you try to open, because I was filming some shorts, to open ColourPop palettes, the small ones, and this is very difficult to open, then it's something that you can put into this prompt. And I will just use this one here. You got a agate one, and let's see, how many times do I have to use this? Any color, I assume. So 7 times as well. And then let's go to the rooms. So ballroom, something musical. Let's see, I just wrote it down, something. Okay, something musical. I picked actually from Fenty, Summertime Wine. Why? Because summertime, there's a song, jazz song, it's called Summertime, and I thought I just link it to that. So let's see, is this, I want to use more of my cream products, and this one has not been used at all, so why not? Okay, so let's see, how many times do I have to use it? Only 2 times. So That's 2. Then haul. The first type of makeup product you use, I believe it was eyeshadow. So I go with the Gotta Agate palette again. I know it's a little bit of a tricky thing, but you know. So, and that one gives me 8 times. Yeah, Agate 8 times. Then okay, I skipped the billiard room. Pick an item, ask a magic 8 ball if you should pan it. I don't have a magic ball, you know, this kind of thing, so I will leave that to the end to find the correct app for it, to, you know, to imitate this magic ball 8 ball thingy. So I will leave that out. But for the conservatory, something that makes you look younger, allegedly, what did I pick? Charlotte Tilbury concealer, you know, the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. Also new, I have it for a long time, I believe. So that's also 8 times. Okay, now let me write it down very quickly. 8 times. And then, so conservatory, dining room, something dessert related. So, and dining room. Oh yeah, okay, now I have to explain. Dining room and kitchen. Dining room says something dessert related and kitchen says something fruit related. I know I'm taking it a little bit further, but I would just use the Cool Berry blush as well for both. Again, not used, you know, both of them. I mean, for both. So let's do first the kitchen. For the kitchen, I have 8. So I'm just going to, and dining room, I'm just going to put it dining room. Let's do it as well. So that's 9 times. 9 times. Then library, something you would let a friend borrow. So I thought I'm just going to, I mean, it's a little bit of a limited situation, but if you have this kind of little samples, sometimes they last for a long time, you know, more than 1 or 2 uses. So if you are just, you know, giving yourself 1 or 2 sprays. So I would always pick for this prompt a perfume sample, because I have quite some perfume samples. So, and let's start with this one. So 12. If this finishes, I will immediately pull another perfume sample, because anything else is unhygienic, you know, I mean, so in that sense, let's say 12 for the perfume sample. Again, if this finishes, I will just pick a new one and then try to use something 12 times and be done with it. So then let's go to the next one. Lounge, something comfortable to wear. I will pick this little guy. This is from Essence, a Kajal pencil in Feel the Eclipse. I'm using it to tightline, and this is very comfortable on the eyes to wear. So let's see how many times. 7 times. So, okay, and mobile phone goes down. Sorry, I'm rushing a little bit because yesterday I tried to film this video and then suddenly I didn't have any storage space left on this mobile phone, and I'm worried that I will end up again. Something you wear to work, school. What did I put there? Study. Wait, I think lead pipe. I think I forgot to, did I? No, that's, why didn't I write it down? Conservatory, study. I forgot study, but I thought, okay, I will cheat again a little bit. Essence, study, something you wear to work or school. I do that, you know, so let's do that, and let's see, 7. So 7. Okay. Yes. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this introduction. I see you in the next update, and have a good day. Bye bye.